Socrates once said, "The secret of happiness is not seeking more, but in developing the capacity to want less." And this exact idea is what seems to be permeating through modern society these days. Maybe it's due to the failing economy, the rising house prices, or the grim outlook on what the future holds for humanity. But the general sentiment within Korea and even around the world seems to be along the lines of taking a step back and reassessing our next move. Some have been calling this a burnout society, or they may have used to call this hustle culture. Now, this rat race towards status and materialistic success still does grip our society tightly. But it seems like there are more and more people looking for ways to opt out of this endless and ugly hamster wheel. Or at least for me, that's how I feel. Instead of staring up at this grapevine from which I cannot reach the fruit, I am slowly shifting my gaze towards something more realistic and tangible. Now, some people might say that it's giving up. They might say that I'm a coward for choosing mediocrity, that I am mid, as people these days call it. And maybe they're not wrong. Maybe it is a fact that my testosterone level is not what it used to be. Maybe it is a fact that I am just reaching for low-hanging fruit. And as a fellow man living in a jungle of unfulfilled dreams and perpetual desire, my current outlook on life may not be the most ideal type of worldview, since it is quite opposite to what modern society instills in young men these days. Because without ambition and desire, our system fails, and it falls apart almost instantly due to the fact that it is built upon such insatiable consumerism and libido. So without the desire for money and sex, I would no longer be tethered to this consumerism doctrine where we are told that happiness derives from having more. Without the desire for money and sex, there would be no longer any need for men to cowardly pander to women, even if it means losing self-respect. Without this desire to own a yacht and have 50 different girlfriends feeding you kiwi dressed up in a bikini, you wouldn't have to constantly put on this facade of fake confidence. And just like Socrates said, as you develop the capacity to want less, you eventually make yourself into a person who is uncontrollable by society. Someone who cannot be enslaved, because you become somebody who is not swayed by the mob. You become somebody who doesn't need others' validation. You become someone who cannot be canceled because you have already canceled the need to be accepted. So in the end, what truly is happiness? What is the secret of happiness? Because in a part of your mind, you might think that wanting less is just a form of dealing with the harsh reality, a coping mechanism. In another part of your mind, you might see it as true liberty or freedom, happiness. At the end of it, does it really matter what you choose? After all, it doesn't really matter which path you take, because all roads lead nowhere.